Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for joining our webinar on new student orientation. I'm Jean.
And I'm Elise.
And we're two of the orientation team leaders for this year. We're excited to welcome you for tonight's overview of our June new student orientation program.
Before we begin, we'd like to review a few instructions and reminders. This is the volume level for the webinar. You can adjust the volume on your end with controls on your computer. Just to test the system and make sure we're broadcasting okay, please use the raise your hand feature on your controls.
We found that it works best to hold your questions until we've reached the end of our presentation. We'll state your question so that everyone hears it and then provide the answer. If there's a question we need to research, we'll email you the answer to your question following the webinar. And if needed, include the information in the presentation slides before it's posted on our website. Please allow 5 business days for us to post the webinar slides and audio recording on our website, orientation.tulane.edu. Navigate to the Webinars tab and you'll see it, and the previous webinars archived there. A little bit of an overview of what we're going to be covering tonight will include resources, Gibson Online, your Tulane email, course registration, the reading project, how to get involved on campus, safety and emergency preparedness on campus, your splash card, dining and technology services, health and wellness, housing and residence life, move in and welcome week, and finally we'll end with your questions.
So last week, the Office of Orientation and Parent Programming mailed you a copy of our new student orientation guidebook, which has a ton of information you will need to prepare for your first semester at Tulane University. You can also consult our webpage at the Tulane website at tulane.edu/studentaffairs/orientations. We also have a bunch of important dates and deadlines uploaded to the orientation page on the Tulane website.
And the important dates and deadlines can also be found in your guidebook. One of the important resources all students utilize here at Tulane is Gibson Online. You can log into Gibson Online by visiting gibson.tulane.edu. Your username will be what comes before the @ in your Tulane email address, and the password will be the same as your Tulane email password. If for some reason you're having trouble logging on or you don't remember your password, you can call the technology help desk at 504-862-8888.
Like Jean mentioned, Gibson Online is one of the main resources you will use throughout your entire time at Tulane in order to stay on track with your academics and keep your affairs organized. If you're looking, for example, to change your schedule at all that you've scheduled, you can access the scheduled classes pages here in the student self-service link. You can also look at the schedule that you've already created and what classrooms and teachers that you have and where you're going to need to go on your first day of classes. Another really useful link on the Gibson Online page is for ordering your books. If you follow this link here, you can order your books through the Tulane bookstore so that you can go into the bookstore on move-in day and pick up your books hassle-free. It's a super easy way to get organized for the first day of school. And additionally, a very important feature is billing and payment. You can do all your payment and billing through Gibson Online, which Jean can talk about next.
Yeah, so one of the important links on your Gibson Online homepage will be to accounts receivable. Accounts receivable will be where you can view and pay your tuition bill for the semester. For the students, you can authorize others to view and pay your bills through Gibson. And the link to that website is located at the bottom of this screen. And the tuition bill for the fall semester will post to your accounts receivable page on July 31st, 2013. So be on the lookout for that and check up on your accounts receivable often.
Another thing you will utilize often at Tulane is your Tulane Wave Mail account. This is your email account that you'll have for all 4 years of your time at Tulane. It's your official Tulane University account, so all official correspondence will go to this Tulane email. It's crucial to check it all the time, check it daily if you can. I recommend if you have a smartphone, getting it linked to your smartphone. You can actually do that through our technology services page on the Tulane website. If you're having trouble with that at all, you can call technology services. The number is listed on the Tulane website. You can also come in to their office in the LBC, which is the Lavin Burnick Center. It's the student center at Tulane, and they can program your email to your phone so you can keep up to date with all of the dates and deadlines and assignments that are sent to you through this official Tulane email.
Yeah, check your Tulane email often. It really is beneficial.
There's a lot of opportunities that you can get through this email account.
We're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about advising and registration. Your registration for the fall is now open. You can contact your advisor by visiting advising at tulane.edu. They'll send you links to their personal email addresses and the such. The number is also listed on your screen. Freshmen are required to meet with their advisor twice a semester. As a rising senior, I still meet with my advisor at least twice a semester. They're great people. They not only can put you in the right classes, but they're also great just to talk to if you're having any sort of problems or any questions about what's going on here at Tulane. Once you declare your major, you'll also be given a major specific advisor within the department. So they're great to utilize if you have major specific questions. And then also, if you're thinking about being pre-health or pre-law, we have advisors for that to make sure you're on track. You have all those classes that you need underway, and you're getting involved in things that interest you in those fields.
Excellent. Part of your first year experience at Tulane is the reading project. It's your first assignment at Tulane, and it's a really exciting program that is put on through the co-curricular programs at Tulane. It is a book that's read by the entire incoming freshman class. This year's book is The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. It will be mailed to you this month, so you will receive it at your permanent address. It is incredibly important to read the book because it will be discussed in your TIDES class. It's an excellent way to get introduced to a really relevant topic that's relevant to the city of New Orleans. And we'll be having a faculty panel during Welcome Week. It's one of our many Welcome Week events that we have planned. You'll hear about that a little bit later in the webinar. But we will have a faculty panel to discuss the reading project that you will attend that first weekend here at Tulane. The author will also be visiting campus in October, which again is an excellent opportunity to interact with the author of the book, who again all the freshmen will be reading. If you have any questions about the co-curricular programming, you can contact donuts at tulane.edu. It's called that for our famous Friday coffee and donuts with the dean that we do have every Friday during the school year. So don't forget.
One thing that Tulane students love to do is get involved. In your guidebooks on pages 11 through 13, there's a list of all the clubs and organizations here on campus. We have over 200 clubs and organizations to become involved in. So no matter what you're interested in, there is a club or organization to fit you. If not, it's easy to start a club or organization here at Tulane. You just need yourself, 9 of your closest friends interested in that as well. Write up a little constitution, submit it to the student council, and you're good to go. Some of our big events that we have here on Tulane's campus, one is FAQ. It stands for Fridays at the Quad. It happens every Friday throughout the school year. Tulane brings in a live band and good food from around the area. It's free to all students, and it's a great way to jumpstart your weekend. Another one of our big events is Crawfest. It happens every April. It's listed as one of the top music festivals on a college campus. There's 3 stages of live music, thousands and thousands of pounds of boiled crawfish, and it's just a great time for the Tulane community to come out and relax in the spring. It's always a beautiful day. And then last but not least, TUCP, which is Tulane Campus Programming, puts on concerts throughout the year. They're usually free or for a very minimal charge to Tulane students. It's a great way to enjoy live music and still be here on campus. One of the things that happens the first week of school is the Activities Expo. This year it's happening on Thursday, August 29th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and it'll be outside on the LBC quad. So all the clubs and organizations will have tables set up. You can go, you can learn a little bit about them and sign up. And it's a great way to jumpstart your involvement here at Tulane. So we're going to jump gears a little bit and talk about safety and security and being prepared in case of an emergency here on campus. If you're looking through your guidebook, the references will be on pages 18 and 19.
So on page 19 of your new student guidebook, you will find several important phone numbers. I always tell students to program these numbers into your phone before coming to Tulane so that you're already prepared. Tulane offers a lot of great safety and security measures, including we have a late night shuttle program that runs in the evenings to get you safely from one place to another. It's great if you are at a friend's house or if you have an off-campus job. It's a good way to get safely from one place to another. It is a free service for Tulane students. So program this number into your phone, listed here and in your guidebook. We also have the non-emergency Tulane University Police Department number. This is a good number to have if you want an escort. The Tulane Police Department will send an escort if you want to walk from one part of campus to another or someplace close to campus onto campus. Again, Tulane takes safety very seriously, and they have a lot of great precautions for the students. Finally, we also have our emergency contact number. This goes to both the TUPD Police Department and the Tulane Emergency Medical Services. It's also known as TEMS here on campus. TEMS is a student volunteer run EMS program. All the students are trained EMTs. So if you ever have any sort of injury, you can call this number. It's a free service. So again, program these numbers in your phone so you have them available for you at all times. Finally, with safety, the TUPD office and USG, which is undergraduate student government, recently created an app for your smartphones called Rave Guardian. It's a virtual escort, and it's just another way to safely get from different places around campus or off campus. So if you want to learn more about the Rave Guardian program, you can go to tulane.edu/police/guardian to learn how the Rave Guardian program works. It's a really neat app that we've been working on. So look it up and get informed so you can have a safe experience at Tulane.
Safety and security is a big part of Tulane, and TUPD, Tulane Police Department, takes it very seriously. From personal experience, I've never felt unsafe here on campus.
Never.
Walking from the library to my dorm, I've never had a problem. And I know I always feel safe because I always see the TUPD patrolling. They patrol by bike, they patrol by foot, and they patrol by vehicle within a 2-mile radius of campus. So not only are you safe on campus, but the immediate area of the campus feels really safe as well.
And all the officers are commissioned by the New Orleans Police Department. They're all police officers that serve for New Orleans. So it's really great to know that you have that security blanket.
Another big part of safety and security is being prepared in case of an emergency. We are in New Orleans, and New Orleans is known to attract hurricanes. I'm from Louisiana, so I've grown up knowing about hurricanes, but if you come from somewhere not on the Gulf Coast, it might be a whole new experience for you. So Tulane requires every student to make an emergency preparedness plan. What this plan includes, they want to know where you're going, they want to know your travel plans, and they want to know who they can contact to make sure you're okay. You need to submit your emergency plan through Housing Web by August 1st. So that same website you went to pick your roommate and your room assignments, you can also do your emergency preparedness plan. And Tulane does ask that if you are from the Gulf Coast or somewhere else that is like prone to the same hurricane as New Orleans, that you evacuate somewhere off of the Gulf Coast. At least have a contact, because sometimes in hurricanes, communication can get a little sketchy. The phone lines may be down. So they want to be able to contact you somewhere where they know you can communicate with them. So being prepared in an emergency is great. If Tulane does offer evacuation, we have a partnership with the University of Alabama at Birmingham. So Tulane will bus students there to evacuate if they cannot get out of the city on their own. But please, please, please make sure to submit your emergency preparedness plan. Tulane takes this very seriously, and it is hurricane season right now. So we want you to be prepared, and Tulane wants to know what you're going to do in case something happens.
Yeah, and if you have friends that are from maybe a driving distance away, don't be afraid to talk to them about these plans ahead of time. I'm from Texas, and I don't mind offering people a ride home with me during a hurricane. So don't be afraid to, if you know you have friends around here, have that conversation just in case, because you can never be too prepared.
Right. My freshman year roommates, their plan was to jump in the car with me um, and drive to safety. So talk to your roommates, talk to people around you that are from driving distance. They're more than happy to offer you a place to stay in case something does happen.
As well as offer you information about hurricanes themselves. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about your splash card, dining services, and our technology services at Tulane. So your splash card is your Tulane University ID, but it's also your lifeline for Tulane. It has a lot of different things that you need. I always say to have it on you at all times. I keep it in my wallet behind my state ID with me at all times, so I can always be prepared. It's how you get into your dorm rooms and residence halls and certain building access. It has your accounts receivable and splash debit, which is basically a debit card that you can add money to on your ID. It has your meal plan, which is your rough dining hall swipes, and your Wave Bucks and NOLA Bucks, which we'll talk about in a minute. It has print credit on it for the library and PJs on campus, which is our on campus coffee shops, so that you can print your assignments there. It's also how you get into athletic events and some of our Tulane University campus programming events and concerts. So always have your splash card on you. You can actually get it on move-in day. You will need to get it before you move into your dorms. We will have splash card pickup set up in LBC 203 on move-in day, so that you can get your picture taken. You'll immediately get your ID, and you can program it for whatever dorm you'll be living in for your first year at Tulane. So just remember, it's your lifeline, and if you lose it, it does cost $30 to replace. So hold on to that splash card.
Yeah, literally, you use your splash card for pretty much everything on campus. So make sure you keep it with you at all times. Now we're going to talk to you a little bit about the meal plans. All first and second year students are required to have a meal plan. There are many options for first year students. You can see them on your screen. They're also located in the guidebooks. As a freshman, I had the Flex 275 plan, which allowed me to have unlimited meals in Bruff per week. Bruff is our on campus dining halls. Wave Bucks are tax-free dollars that you use at on-campus eateries, and NOLA Bucks are those dollars that you use on off-campus eateries. And we'll go into those Wave Bucks and NOLA Bucks a little bit more. But having unlimited Bruff swipes per week was really great. Bruff was really a social place for me as a freshman. I remember I would go in there at 11 with one group of friends, and then next thing I know, it's 1 o'clock and I'm in there with a whole different group of people. Um, so it's a really great place to meet people as a freshman. It's kind of like a communal place where everyone goes to eat. So, I would recommend the unlimited rough swipes, but if the dining hall is really not your thing, there are other options where you can have less rough swipes per week, and more wave bucks and more NOLA bucks. So it's really up to you. But we do want you to enroll in a meal plan by July 28th. And the website is listed below, audubon.tulane.edu/meal plan. And I'm pretty sure you can change your meal plan into 2 weeks in the semester. So if you have unlimited and then you decide you're not into that, you can always change it. They give you a couple weeks to kind of figure it out. And you can change it after the first semester. So you can give that meal plan that you have a trial run for a semester. And then if it's just not fitting into your lifestyle, you can change it.
And it is important to note that all first and second year students are required to have a meal plan. This goes for commuter meal plan or commuter students as well. So even if you are planning to live at home or off campus your first year at Tulane, you do have to enroll in a meal plan program, but there is a specific commuter meal plan for those students who are either living at home or off campus during their first and second years at Tulane.
So, a little bit more about the meal plans. Um, for the meals per week, these meals reset each week. So if you don't use them, you lose them. The extra meals per semester, it means these meals roll over from week to week, but not until the next semester. So if you say you have 15 meals per week and you use them all up, but you still have 2 days in that week, that's when those extra meals per semester come in. So you can use however many of those you have left. And then the meal plan swipes, they can be used at Bruff Commons, at Loyola's dining room. It's called the Orleans room, or as we call it, Luff, Loyola Bruff, and then Bruff to go. Bruff to go is kind of like a on the go option. So it's located at the back of the Bruff Commons building. You're able to grab an entree, a side, and a drink with one meal swipe. So if you're in a little bit of a pinch of time, you just grab it, one meal swipe, and you're good to go.
And the nice thing about having the Loyola dining room as an option is that it is closer to St. Charles side of campus. I personally have a lot of classes on the academic quad, which is kind of the front part of campus, and that's really close to the Loyola's dining room. So if I want to grab a bite to eat between classes, I don't have to go all the way back to Rough Commons, which is on the back end of campus. I can just go to Loyola. So in terms of like quality, they're both they're very similar dining rooms, but sometimes it's more convenient to go to that Loyola Orleans room, depending on where your classes are. Wave bucks are another aspect of the Tulane meal plan. These are actually used on the on-campus locations, the on-campus eateries that we have. We have several different restaurants in the LBC, which is the Lab and Burnick Center. We have a food court that has Panda Express, sushi, Einstein Bagels, Baja Fresh, and other options. We also have a 24-hour diner called City Diner, which is located in the garden level of the Lab and Burnick Center, which is really great because it is open 24 hours a day. So whether it's late night study session that you're having, you want to grab a bite to eat, you can always go there and get a burger or some breakfast if you like, just so that you can tide yourself over if it's a late night. Other options we have are Le Gourmet, which is a sandwich restaurant on campus. These accept wave bucks as well. And then McAllister Market is like a small on-campus convenience store. They have groceries and drinks and chips and any sort of snacks you might want, study snacks or just a quick bottle of water before you go to the gym. You can get at McAllister Market.
Yeah. And then on Loyola's campus, they have the Orleans Room, Smoothie King, Subway, Stopchos, the original Burger Company. So once again, if you're on that side of campus, you can use your wave bucks there. Cool thing about city diners, you're into pancakes. They have giant pancakes, like giant. They're unbelievably good. The to-go boxes for these pancakes are actually pizza boxes. So yeah, if you ever craving that breakfast pancake, City Diner is the way to go.
Grab a few friends and split it up. Just one pancake for several people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the NOLA bucks are the off-campus retail dollars that you can use to dine at different eateries around New Orleans. It's an awesome way to explore New Orleans' famous cuisine. We have over 20 off-campus partners that we are partnered with to use the NOLA bucks. Personal favorites of mine include Juan's Flying Burrito. I do come from Texas and I love Mexican food, so it's great that I can get a little taste of that and use my meal plan instead of having to use my own money for that. You can also get frozen yogurt at Pure Yogurt or even go to Robert's Fresh Market, which is a local grocery store. So if you want to do some grocery shopping on your meal plan dollars, you can do that too.
Yeah, my favorite is La Madeleine, especially in the winter. They have great soup and great sandwiches and little French pastries. So it's a great way to get off campus, experience some of the great New Orleans food, and still use your meal plan bucks. So now we're going to talk a little bit about our technology services here on campus. You can register your wireless device before you arrive on campus by visiting the website listed on your screen. If you're kind of like me and are not very technologically savvy, you can just wait till you get on campus. You can visit the technology help desk. You bring them your computer, your phone, your tablet, whatever it is, and they'll register it for you, and you will be on the Tulane Wi-Fi for as long as you are here on campus. And then printing, you have a $25 print credit each semester, so that's around 250 pages of printing, which is a lot. I've never had a semester where I've run out of print credit, but if you do, you can just refill it on your splash card. And there are printer stations in the library at Willow Technology Commons, and then just around in Student Affairs Computer Lab, which is located in the basement of the Lab and Burnick Center. And if you ever have any problems with anything regarding technology here on campus, they do have a help desk. You can call at 504-862-8888. They're always there to help you out in whatever way you need it.
There are also students that are stationed on different locations around campus that can help you in person if you have any problems with your computer or with the computer that you're working on in the library. There are employees in the library and then our PJ's coffee shops on campus that work for technology services. So if you're in a pinch and you need to talk to somebody, they'll always be stationed there.
So now we're going to talk about the health services here at Tulane. Guidebook reference pages 22 through 30. Their website is tulane.edu/health. So the health center is on campus. It's actually saved me many of times when I've been feeling sick with flu or just a cold or my allergies. I know I can always go to the health center, and I've always been able to get an appointment the same day. I've actually had the same doctor at the health center since my freshman year, so I was able to build a really great relationship with him. All Tulane students are required to carry medical insurance, and you can either enroll in Tulane's plan or you can waive that enrollment by showing proof of an adequate coverage. The waiver will be available later on in July, and you have to complete it by September, or you'll automatically be put into the Tulane plan. I'm actually on the Tulane I'm actually on the Tulane insurance plan, and it has been great. It has provided all the coverage I've needed for all my medications that I needed. And then your immunization forms are at this point past due. So please submit your immunization forms. Pages 22 through 30 in your guidebook will tell you more about this. But if you're ever on campus and you're feeling sick and you need to visit a doctor, the health center is the place to go.
And the great part about the health center as well is that they have a pharmacy on the first floor. So you are not allowed to have a car on campus your freshman year, unfortunately. So if you do need to have a prescription filled, it's very convenient and easy to go to their pharmacy so you don't have to walk or bike to the Walgreens or the CVS off campus. You can just go there. There's also specific allergy clinics. There's a tropical health clinic so that you can get shots before going abroad. And there's a men's and women's health clinics in the health center. So it can really meet any needs that you may have. It's really easy and convenient for students to have on campus.
Yeah, and then if you also need to see a specialist in any type of field, the health center is a great place to go to get a recommendation. I know I've had to do that several times, and they've always pointed me in the right direction of a great doctor, usually in the Tulane system. So they know who to send you to if you need a specialist.
Another aspect of the Tulane Health Services is wellness. The WELL is the Center for Wellness and Health Promotion, but it's shortened to the WELL, and they like to consider themselves to be the prevention arm of sickness on campus. They want to prevent students from getting sick or getting too stressed. They want to make sure that everyone is healthy in nutrition and sexual health and making sure they're stress free, which is why they offer an awesome program called Massage Mondays, which is free 3 to 5 minute chair massages every Monday And now they're offering them on Thursdays as well.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling a little bit tense, you can go to the well. It's located underneath the Riley Recreation Center, which is our on-campus gym, and it's located underneath there, and you can go get your free chair massage. Another program that's sponsored by the Well is called My Student Body. It is a comprehensive online alcohol education course, and it is a requirement of all incoming students at Tulane. So check your Tulane email on July 24th. Remember, your email is really important for a lot of Tulane programs and dates. So if you log on July 24th, you will have access to My Student Body program, which is to be completed by August 19th. Um, in full, it takes about 3 hours. But if you do it over the course of a couple of weeks, it's really easy to knock out. If you can do a few minutes every day before you come to campus, and make sure you have that done. It's a great education program. It's probably similar to an alcohol education course you may have taken in high school, but it has a lot of useful information for incoming students. Another really awesome program that the Well offers is our peer health educators. These are students that are trained as peer health educators that can talk to you if you have any questions about nutrition or dieting or exercise, sleep and stress management, sexual health, education, whatever questions you have about these fields. You can talk to these students. They are trained. Many of them are also public health majors, so they want to pursue this as a career. So if you have any questions about this and you want to get in contact with our peer health educators or want to get involved in the program, you can go to tulane.edu/health/wellness/index at .cfm, and you can learn more information about the Well.
Yeah, and the Well, you'll see them, they're visible on campus. So if you ever have a question about what they do, or if you want to be a part of the Well, stop them, ask them about it. They love that. They're always looking for more student involvement. So if kind of health prevention is something you're interested in, please stop them and ask them any questions you may have. So now we're going to talk a little bit about housing and residence life. So what to bring to campus, how to bring your stuff to campus, and move-in day. This is found in your guidebook, pages 22 through 30.
So move-in day is actually made really easy and efficient by the Tulane University, Tulane community. We have a bunch of move-in volunteers that will help you move in on move-in day so that you don't have to lift a finger or a box. You can focus on getting organized while they do the heavy lifting for you. If you turn to pages 55 and 56 in your new student guidebook, you can actually get a list of things that you should bring and things that you shouldn't bring to Tulane on move-in day. It's also incredibly important to discuss what you're bringing with your roommate, because you don't want to show up with two 50-inch plasma screen TVs and nowhere to put them in your room, because it's two people sharing a fairly small room. So you want to be in communication with them and know what you want to bring and what each party will be bringing to campus. It's also important to note that each room does come equipped with a micro fridge, which is a really useful microwave and fridge combination that's provided by the university for all first and second year students who are living in the dorms. So you can leave your mini fridge at home. If you do bring one, they'll tell you to take it back because they do offer one for you. More things that you should and shouldn't bring are listed on these pages. I like to throw out there that it's always important to bring rain gear to New Orleans. You want to buy a pair of rain boots, you want to buy a raincoat and an umbrella to have, even especially during move-in day, because we're still a little bit in the rainy season of New Orleans. You want to have that stuff on hand for August and September. If you're interested in shipping your belongings, Tulane also makes shipping very easy through FedEx. We do have a FedEx office on Tulane's campus that you can ship your all of your belongings to if you are from a farther away state and you don't plan on driving. What's great about shipping your belongings is that on move-in day, the members of our ROTC program actually will move all your boxes to whatever dorm you're going to. They have dollies and big, strong workers to help you out. So again, you don't have to do too much heavy lifting. You can leave it to other Tulane students while you get organized and spend time with your family.
Okay, and finally, we're going to talk about looking forward to that first week or so here at Tulane. We call it Welcome Week. There's information about it in your guidebook on pages 58 and 59. And there's also schedules of everything that's going on the website listed on your screen. So you see on the screen a big list of things that we do the first weeks of school. They're some of the most fun activities I've ever had here at Tulane. I've met some of my best friends through Welcome Week activities my freshman year. Just to name a few, President's Convocation is the first thing that happens here on Move-In Day. It's a tradition that all Tulane students have partaken in. It's a really special time where you're together with your freshman class for the first time as a group.
Other important events that we have during Welcome Week are Riley Rocks. Riley Rocks is a big kickoff party that we have on Move-In Day in the evening from 10 p.m. to midnight. It's held at the Riley Student Recreation Center, which is our on-campus rec center, with several gyms and floors of activities. We have inflatables. There's going to be food and fun things, demonstrations from the different classes at Riley. It's a really great way to kick off your first day here at Tulane. Another great program that we're going to be having during Welcome Week is navigation stations set up around campus on the first Monday and Tuesday of classes. We'll have stations in the middle of campus with students who are our orientation coordinators, who you'll be getting to know very well during Welcome Week during your first few days of school. They'll be able to direct you to your different buildings and classes. If you have any questions, they'll be available to answer those throughout those first 2 days.
Yeah, and one of my favorite activities is always the first football game here on campus, or not on campus, at the Superdome. Our football stadium is slated to open on campus in the fall of 2014, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be exciting. But right now, the football games happen in the New Orleans Superdome. Tulane provides free transportation in the form of a shuttle to these games. The first game is actually on a Thursday night, August 28th. So it'll be right after the Activities Expo. So it'll be a great lead way from the Activities Expo to the football game. It's a great way to show your Tulane spirit. The games are always a bunch of fun. Lots of people at the games filled with all their Tulane pride. And then another really, really great Welcome Week activity is the Riverboat Dinner Cruise. It happens the first Friday after your classes. You do have to sign up in advance, and the website is located in your guidebook.
So you can actually register. The link is here. It's riptide.me/SG. There is a $60 registration fee, but it's hands down one of my favorite events that we do during Welcome Week.
Yeah, so basically what happens is you and about 1,000 of your closest new freshman friends get all dressed up for the night. We're on the Natchez, which is a steamboat that travels along the Mississippi River. There's music and food and dancing and so much fun, and it's a great way to soak up some of that rich New Orleans history. Your OCs and your orientation leaders will be there to kind of help you out, and they're there to enjoy the time with you. And it's kind of like we made it through the first week of classes, and we're ready to celebrate with our 1,000 of our closest friends. So be sure to sign up for that. It's always a great experience, and it's always one of the best Welcome Week activities for most of the incoming students. Okay, so now we're going to answer questions.
Yeah, our first question here is, if I'm an athlete and I did not go for orientation, I'm going to be arriving on August 9th. How do I get my splash card? Actually, card services will be open. I believe it will be in its LBC location at that point, or actually, for the time being, it's still located in its old location in Bruff Commons. It's located in the first floor where Bruff Commons Dining Hall is. But the following school year, this upcoming fall, it will be moving to its new location eventually in the Lavin Burnick Center. But when you do come down on August 9th for your athletics, you can go to Bruff Dining Commons and get your splash card there.
The next question says, if I'm participating in the NOLA experience, can I get my splash card ahead of move-in day? Do I need to get it ahead of move-in day? Yeah, I think it would be best to get it once you get here. So, like Elise said, just go to Bruff Commons, where the card service is located for now, and just tell them that you're here to get your splash card, and they'll set you up.
Our next question is, do unused wave bucks and NOLA bucks transfer from one semester to the next? They actually do not roll over. So it's important that you use it or you'll lose it. So make sure you do utilize those wave bucks. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have McAllister Market on campus, which is a great way to kind of use up those unused wave bucks at the end of the semester.
Yeah, so if you do decide to put Splash Debit on your card, which is like Tulane's form of debit money, those dollars do roll over. So if you do put Splash Debit, those will roll over from semester to semester, but the Wave Bucks and the NOLA Bucks do not.
Our next question here is, how can we sign on or register for My Health? I have tried it on both Mac and PC, and the system would not let me register. In that context, I would say to contact the health center. They should be able to walk you through how to register with My Health.
Yeah, and the health center's information should be found in your guidebook. If not, it is on the Tulane website. If you just, in the search bar, put in student health center, they'll give you numbers, email addresses on how to contact them. So the next question says, how do you become a member of TIMS, and is it a community service program? So to become a member of TIMS, first you will fill out an application, and I tell this to everyone, you cannot miss the application. They chalk the sidewalks, they put applications on all of the front desks of all the dorms on campus. After the applications, um, you have interviews. It's a very rigorous application process and training process, but everyone that I know is in it said it's well worth it. As far as the community service aspect of it, it is a volunteer service, so you're not getting paid for it. It does not count as your like service learning here on campus, but it is a service organization.
All right, next question is it hard to get a spot on the riverboat cruise? I would say it's not particularly hard, but if you are, just in case, I would try to sign up as early as possible. We will have sign up stations on move-in day, but we can't guarantee that all the spots won't be taken. So sign up as soon as you can if you know you want to do it because you don't want to miss out on the opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Please sign up.
The next question is, do we have to pay for laundry? No. If you use the laundry that's in the dorms that you do yourself, you don't have to pay. However, if you want to use the Tulane offered Cleanorama laundry service, which is basically you buy a bag and you can drop off your laundry in a laundry chute and they'll do your laundry for you, you do have to pay for that. You can sign up for your laundry program on move-in day if you want to. Otherwise, if you are doing your own laundry in the washers and dryers in the dorm rooms, it's totally free.
Yeah, which is really great because 2 years ago when I lived on campus, laundry was not free, so I was constantly having to carry around quarters. So, yeah, that's something you do not have to worry about. So the next question is, do you recommend ordering textbooks now or waiting until the first week of classes? I've always ordered my textbooks ahead of time. I really like to know that my books are here by the time class starts, and I think most students feel that way. Um, Sometimes, if it's one of those optional textbooks, you might want to wait and talk to the professor because you may or may not use it for the class. But I think it's beneficial to have your textbooks here by the time class starts. Because a lot of professors do dive in right away with a reading assignment or some exercises. So I always think it's better to have your books than to be waiting for them.
I completely agree. And if you order them through the Tulane bookstore, they do have a grace period where you can return textbooks for a full price within the first 2 weeks of classes.
So the next question says, do you think there are more vegan options in Bruff or at on-campus restaurants?
I'm fairly certain that you can sign up with BRUF for a meal program if you do have any sort of dietary restrictions. I know people that are gluten free that are able to get meals through BRUF that are gluten free. So I'm sure if you want to talk to BRUF or even talk to the Well about nutrition and about vegan options on campus, you can definitely, I'm sure, work that system out with them since they are very good with dietary restrictions.
Yeah, I would give you the same advice as Elise. Bruff does have vegan options, and if you talk to any chef at Bruff, they'll let you know where those options are located throughout the dining hall. And the Well is really good with discussing with you where you can find these vegan options, not only in Bruff, but throughout campus and even those places that use NOLA bucks. They like kind of know where to point you in the right direction. Um, the next question is, if you're down for preseason, do you change dorms? I don't. I don't think you change dorms. You will move into your regular space where you will be for the semester.
All right. Next question reads, since dorm assignments have not yet been given out and since we do not have an address at Tulane yet, when should we order linens and dorm accessories for the residence hall linens program and have them shipped?
Well, hey everyone, this is Brad Romig. I'm also on board and I'm the Assistant Director of Orientation and Parent Programs. Thank you all for joining our webinar tonight. You will receive what your Tulane mailing address will be the first week in August. So that information will be coming your way. Your mailing address is actually in your guidebook already. The address is listed and the only thing you're waiting on is actually your mailbox number. So you will get that information the first week in August, so you just want to hang on before ordering things just to wait for that information to come your way.
All right, next question. Should we have already received our orientation guidebook? If we haven't, is there someone we should contact?
Yeah, you should have already received your guidebook. If you have not, we ask that you email orientation@tulane.edu, and we'll figure out what went wrong with that delivery process.
Okay, the next question is, what's the biggest sports team on campus? I mean, it depends on what you're interested in. I'd say baseball is actually very big at Tulane, and our basketball team is very
Yeah,
big.
I'm a huge sports fan, so I try to make it out to all the different sporting events. I love football season, I love baseball season, I love basketball season. So you can catch me at most of or all of the Tulane sports games. So whatever your sport is, there's definitely Tulane fans there supporting it.
The next question is, how long does the required health class take to complete? In full, it takes 3 hours if you sit down and do it all at once. So I recommend doing it in little increments over time.
Yeah, you can definitely sign in at different times and do as much as you want for that time being. The next question says, if I'm in town Friday, August 23rd, could I get my splash card that day? Would I go to Bruff or 203 LBC? You can get it that day, and you will need to go to Bruff to get your card.
But I believe they would close at 5 o'clock, so it'd have to be before the normal business hours. Can you repeat how to log on to the health website? If this is for the My Student Body, you will actually receive information on this on July 24th. So look out on July 24th for your Tulane email, and they will show you how to log on to the My Student Body health program.
The next question says, what are the best community service organizations on campus? It really just depends on what you're looking to get involved in. We kind of have Cactus, which is the umbrella where most of the service organizations are under. Definitely hit up the Student Activities Expo on that first Thursday. All the service organizations will be there. Check out what they're doing and and kind of see what fits for you. But
and then another great opportunity that we have the first couple weeks of school is Outreach Tulane. Outreach Tulane is the biggest service day of service that Tulane does. It's They have over 1,000 students that volunteer with Outreach Tulane. There are different projects you can sign up to be a part of. You'll learn a little bit more about it through your RAs on your first floor meeting on move-in day. They'll tell you more about it. It's a great way to meet people. You can even organize your floor to do a project with Outreach Tulane. So definitely look out for information about that.
The next question says that we will not be able to be with our son on move-in day. Is there anything in particular we need to do since he is under 18? There's not. Just pay attention to the Welcome Week schedule. That will have information about kind of the steps that students need to take. When they arrive here on campus, if they are staying in the residence halls, they would want to make sure that they have their Splash ID card and they would report to their residence hall to check in to get their keys and be able to follow the schedule from there, which will pass out. If your student is arriving by car, we would also be passing out a move-in day pocket guide, which would have all of the instructions for kind of the next steps and what to do. But we're also happy to speak with you over the phone if you wanted to call our office if you had specific questions regarding the move-in day process for your student.
The next question asks, the O sponsors an ambassadors peer mentoring program. How big of a program is this, and how much involvement would I need to maintain with my mentor if I participated? This is a great question to actually email to the O. It's the Office of Multicultural Affairs. So if you want to look them up on the Tulane website and send them an email, I'm sure they can give you much more information on the ambassadors peer mentoring program.
The next question says, is there a good place to buy a bike nearby? I'm gonna let Elise take this one away.
Yeah, there's a lot of great local cycleries. You can go to G&O Cyclery, which is within walking distance of campus. So G&O and Knobs are two great places. You can also use Craigslist, which is what I did to get a bike. And then when is the tuition payment due?
Tuition payment due is at the end of August, so that bill will appear on the student account at the end of July, and it will be due on August 30th.
The next question says, do you have option to order used textbooks using the option to order now? If you're referring to that order books tab on the Gibson, it will bring you to the Tulane bookstore and you can order used books. So you can order new books, used books. Some books come in the ebook format. So if you're into having your book on your computer or your tablet, that's an option. They also have a program where you can rent textbooks. So it's really whatever is up to it's up to you, whatever your personal preference is.
And the next question is, are the rented used copies of textbooks typically gross and destroyed? I've never had a problem. I rent almost all my textbooks or get them used, and they're usually in great condition.
Yeah, so same as Elise, I always buy used textbooks, and I've never ever had a problem with them. The next question says, how do we submit our hurricane emergency plan to housing? You can do it through Housing Web. That's where it'll need to be submitted. Housing Web is that same website you used to place your roommate and housing preferences. So it should be in your Tulane email how to access that. So go to Housing Web, and that's how you submit your emergency preparedness.
Next question says, in the packet it says physician services are free for full-time students. What exactly does that entail? What is the difference between that and the insurance plan? So the health center doctors are available to all Tulane students. I do not have the Tulane health insurance. I have my own health insurance, so I waived the plan, and I can still access the health center physician. What it means by free services is that you can make an appointment and you will not have to pay for the appointment or do a copay of any sorts. Whether that's in the primary care center or the women's health center, men's health center, you can make an appointment free of charge and meet with a physician who can write you a prescription if you are ill in any way.
So the next question says, are there activities for my parents' family on move-in weekend? We are traveling from Michigan, and my parents wonder how long they should plan to stay. So right after convocation, convocation is for new students only, but the parents are allowed to view it from a satellite location. And there is a reception for parents after convocation, so it'll be kind of the last hurrah um, with the families together. After that, the students have a lot of programs that we provide for them, so it's not a lot of time to spend with your family. We think that convocation reception is kind of the last little hoorah for the parents and the students to be together. But there also is the dean's reception um, on Saturday after convocation.
On Sunday.
On Sunday. Sunday early afternoon, there's a dean reception. Everything for the parents will end at 4:30 on Sunday.
Our next question here is, how do you know which textbooks are needed for classes? If you actually go to the Tulane bookstore website, they have an option for you to enter in what courses you're taking with what professors, and they will bring up the lists of the textbooks that you need for those classes. You can also double check with your professors on the first day with the syllabus, but usually the professors will have already posted on the Tulane bookstore website.
The next question says, do the professors prefer books or can we buy ebooks? The professors really, I've never had a professor that preferenced one or the other. I think it's up to you. From personal experience, I would say like math and science books or books that have a lot of like exercises in them. I always found it more beneficial to have the hard copy of the book, just because for me that's easier to flip between like the answers in the back of the book. But I've never had a professor specify. I feel like it's what works best for you.
Our next question is, when are we going to be informed whether we got our housing preferences or not, and who is our roommate?
The housing information will be mailed out at the end of July. So shouldn't be too much longer. Be patient. It's coming your way.
Our next question is, what happens if you don't have a place to go during a hurricane evacuation? The Tulane does have two different locations that they can go to based on the projected path of the hurricane. So we do have partnerships at two different locations. So if you are from far away and don't have anywhere you can go to evacuate, Tulane can evacuate you out to a safe location.
Yeah, Tulane will keep you safe. Don't worry about that.
There are a few questions that are still remaining about the hurricane evacuation plan, which you have to submit through the housing web portal by August 1st. And what Tulane's main goal is with that is for you to be able to take the time to really connect with your family members and decide what your plan would be. Is it that you're going to go to a relative's location that's close by? Is it that you're going to get on a bus that Tulane's going to provide? You can't always rely on cell phone communication, and so just talking through what that plan would be with your family in advance to say, this is how I would get in touch with you, or this is what our preferred communication would be, or this is how I might try to come home, whether it's trying to fly out of New Orleans or another city, or taking a bus, or potentially going with your roommate. So those are just some of the pieces that you would want to think through in order to submit some type of plan by August 1st. You can always make changes and updates to what your plan would be, but Tulane does really want to make sure that every student comes in with at least an understanding of what they would do in the event that we did have to have an evacuation.
Excellent, thanks, Brad.
So the next question says, can I use my meal swipes for visitors? If you are on the unlimited Flex 275 plan where you have the unlimited rough swipes per week, those cannot be used for visitors. But if you have a meals per week plan, those meal swipes can be used.
We've unfortunately run out of time, and so we recognize that there are still some questions left unanswered. But before the time ends, we did want to thank everyone for participation in the webinar tonight. Your new student orientation guidebook, which you should have a copy of at this time. There's also a PDF copy of it on the web under the first year resources tab at orientation.tulane.edu. It's filled with great resources. The question about the ambassador program, OMA's website and email address is actually, there's a whole page dedicated to multicultural affairs and to the Office of Gender and the Office for Gender and Sexual Diversity. So we really encourage you to look through that guidebook, utilize all of the resources and the tools that are in there. But as always, know that the Office of Orientation and Parent Programs is here and available to help you and willing to take your questions. We want to thank Sean and Elise for their time this evening. We hope that you found this webinar beneficial, and we look forward to seeing you in August.